Hi everybody, I'm Stacy McGee and I'm your instructor for the semester, and I just wanted to give you kind of a walkthrough of the course just to show you where everything is. When you go into D2L, you land here at the home page, and this is where the announcements will be. I'll post announcements once or twice a week just to kind of keep you on schedule and anything that I think might be helpful. Those will also get emailed to your HCC email address. So make sure you check either the announcements or your email fairly regularly. From there, you want to go to content. That's where all the good stuff is. You start up here. Here's my contact info. Email is probably the best way to contact me if you're on campus. Here's my office hours there. And then from there we go to the start here. So I have quite a few things here to get you started. This gives you detailed instructions on how to get through, what steps to take to get started, and then how to go through the material each week. I'll let you read that. I'm not going to read stuff to you here on this video. The other thing we have here, this is a little video, and this is instructions for how to get to your Pearson content, which is where all the course content is, and I'll show you that in a second, but that's posted here for you too, and this is a little video to show you how to get that. So that's all here in the start here. The last thing that's here is a little ask questions here. So if you think it's something that other people probably have a question about, you can post it here. If it's something like, say, related to your grade, I would just email me because when you post it here, everyone can see it. So from there, let's see. Let's go to the syllabus. Again, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to point out some things to you here. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the textbook. Here's the learning outcomes, all the exciting things we're going to do. But I do want to talk here for a second about grades, because most people are concerned about that. You have, for each chapter, you have a homework and a concept check quiz. The concept check quizzes are like little, kind of like a reading quiz to make sure you read the chapter. I recommend doing those before you do the homework. Everything is due on Fridays at 11:59 p.m. The homework and the concept check quizzes, you have unlimited time and you have unlimited attempts. So you can work those as many times as you want to make sure you get a good grade. The higher the grade you have on the homework and the concept check quizzes, the less pressure there is on you when you get to the exams. So if you wait till Friday night at 10 o'clock to start it or whatever, you're not giving yourself a chance to rework those things and get that grade. So as long as you give yourself enough time, there's no reason you shouldn't have A's on these guys. There are 4 unit quizzes that each cover 3 chapters. For those, there's no time limit, but you only have 2 attempts on those. And then the quizzes and exams, you only get 1 attempt, and they are timed. So you kind of work your way up to from low stakes to kind of higher stakes things. The exams are not in the testing center, but again, they're not group projects. You have to work on your own. You can review the honor code if you have any questions about what would be acceptable and what would not, or you can ask me. So that's your grade. Let's see what else we have here. If you miss a due date for homework and quizzes, you can work it after the due date for partial credit. It will automatically deduct a 25% penalty on any questions that were worked after the due date. So for instance, if you got most of it done, you would get full credit for any of the ones that were done before the due date, but it'll take a penalty on anything done after the due date. They do close, though. They close, so the first 6 chapters will close with the midterm. So you could not go back at the end of the semester and work stuff from chapter 1 and 2 and 3 like that. And that all that information's on the schedule as well. So make every effort to get it done on time. The people who put it off and then try to do 6 weeks worth of work in 1 week and then take the exam do not do well on the exam. So you can see the exams are more heavily weighted in your grade. So the purpose of the homework and the concept check quizzes and the quizzes are to prepare you for the exam. If you rush through these as fast as you can and just trying to get it done, you can do it. But those people don't do well in the exam. So try to spend a little more time on these to really learn from them, so that'll help you retain the information better, and you'll do well in the exams, which are pretty high stakes. So that's my advice to you. Here's how much time you can expect to spend. Attendance policies, already talked about. Late work. So all of these are, I'll let you read all this kind of stuff, and then this is the topical outline. If you took macro in the fall, the first 3 chapters are the same, and if you didn't, that's okay. So there's all the exciting things we're going to talk about there. Let's see, what else? The schedule I also have posted for you with all of your due dates. I recommend you print this out and keep it someplace handy, or put these dates in your phone or wherever you keep your dates. We do about 1 chapter a week, and then you can see here's quiz 1, here's quiz 2, and then the midterm, then we have spring break, and then we come back for the rest of it. So 3 chapters and a quiz, 3 chapters and a quiz, like that. Everything's on Friday, so all of our due dates are Fridays. So I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Inclusive access, this is how you will access your course materials. So for you guys, and it's I'm in as a student, so I can't really show you, but you'll click on Vital Source Materials here. You've already paid for this with your course fees. So all you'll have to do is you will launch courseware. You can opt out, but you can't do any of the work and get a grade unless you do this. So if you could technically opt out and pay for it on your own, but it is more expensive. So the cheapest way is just to go with the course fee that you're already in which case you just hit launch courseware, and then you'll go in, and if you have a Pearson account already, sorry, that's saying that because I'm a student, it'll work for you though. When you go in there, it'll either say log into Pearson or create an account. So if you have an existing Pearson account from any other my math lab, my accounting lab, whatever, you can sign in with that same login information. If you've never used Pearson before, it'll just walk you through the steps to create an account, and then you're in. And you only have to do that the first time. After that, I'll have all the links built in here. So there's no need for you to go straight to Pearson for anything, and if you do, you're missing a lot of stuff. I know I always have students that do that, and they're missing a lot of stuff by doing that. But this will take you straight to Pearson, which again, I can't, I'm logged in as a student, so I can't do it right now. But that'll just take you to our Pearson home page. After that, let me just show you how I have it set up each week. So here's your learning outcomes for the week. Each week I have read a chapter, do your concept check and your quizzes, and then for each week I have some extra resources built in. So these links right here will take you right to, it'll just open up in a new window and be your Pearson homework. Actually, let me just show you that. Sorry, it takes me all the way back to the beginning. So I'm just going to pop into chapter 3 here just for fun, or chapter 2, week 3. So each week, this will be a link. This will open up your e-text. This will be a link to the concept check quiz, and then this will be a link to the homework. And so it'll just open that homework up for you right here in a new tab. And so you don't have to go straight to Pearson. It'll go right here, and then you'll just, boom, like this. And so it'll answer your questions. Some things that I wanted to show you in here. So there's some tools in Pearson. Help me solve this. e-text, this will just take you to that section of the book, so you could open it up while you're doing the homework. Help Me Solve This is an online student's best friend. It'll walk you through a similar version of the problem. It'll basically be the same problem with different numbers, and it'll walk you through step by step. So again, when you're looking at that, don't focus on the answers, focus on the process, because then it's going to pop you back into your question, which will have different numbers. So don't just write down the numbers in the Help Me Solve This. Make sure you're looking at how they got those numbers, and then you can apply that to yours. The other good tool is Ask My Instructor. That'll send me an email. If you send me an email and say, I'm on number 12, if I pull up number 12, I'm going to get a different version of that problem, so it's harder to explain it. If you hit Ask My Instructor, it sends me a link, and I will see the same version of the problem that you are seeing, and makes it a lot easier to answer it. So Ask My Instructor, Help Me Solve This are two excellent tools there, and then you can that will walk you through checking that. And then, where are we here? Some other resources that I have built in. So read the chapter, take the little quiz, do the homework. Other things we have built in. For each chapter, I have a YouTube playlist, which again will just open up in a new window from a variety of sources, just to help you with concepts. Sometimes it's nice to see them in another form. We also have, for each chapter, we have some practice problems here to help you apply those problems in a different way. In a face-to-face class, we do these together. But what I recommend is, for each one, you can see here, what I have is a blank version and then a version with the answers. So I recommend that you look at these first, try to work them on your own, and then use the answers to check yourself, rather than just popping straight to the answers. The other two things I have built in here for each chapter, just as so you don't have to go looking for them, is Pearson's Multimedia Library. So for each chapter, so let's say I'm on chapter 3, and I say, okay, show me all the extra goodies that you have here. I don't use all of them. There's so much stuff here. The animations are great for graphs, especially when we get into some of the more complicated graphs. These are great. So instead of just showing you the finished product, it shows you how we get from point A to point B, and it walks you through it. These are just absolutely fantastic if you're an online student. These are not my PowerPoints. These are the publishers. They're really long. I also like these little videos are good. They're solving a problem or applying a concept. I think those are really good too. So the things that I really like in here are these animated graphs and some of these little quick videos I think are super helpful. So feel free to use some of them, all of them. Don't overwhelm yourself, but there is a lot of good things in there to kind of help you when things get a little more complicated. The other thing that I have in the chapter resources each week is the study plan. Open that one up again. So what the study plan is for Pearson, the first thing you want to do is go here to all chapters. So let's say we're in chapter 3. So I'm going to open up chapter 3. I'm going to expand that. Here's the different segments in chapter 3. For each of these, it has pretty much every problem in the book. So let's say you're like, I'm good with this and this. It's when we get here that I get confused. So here's all the problems related to that. You can work one of them to check yourself. You can work all of them if you need a lot of extra practice. People who use the study plan do better on the exams. It's just a great way to practice. It does not affect your grade. So all of these resources are there for you. These aren't required, these aren't graded, these are just here to help you learn. So it's up to you to use them. Some people do all these things as we're going through the week to help learn the material. Some people use these when it's time for a quiz or an exam to go back and review stuff. Either one's fine, but what I'm trying to say here, sometimes you have to do just a little bit more than just the minimum if you want to do well in the course. If you don't read the chapter, you do these, you skip through them as fast as you possibly can, you could get it done probably pretty quickly, but you also probably didn't learn anything at all, and that's going to show up when you take the exams. So do a little bit more than the bare minimum, and that's what all of these things are here for you. and different tools are going to work better for different people. So use what works for you, but take some time at the beginning to kind of explore those. So that's how I have every week set up. Uh, um, that's pretty much it. I think it's pretty straightforward. All of these things are here for you. Again, if you just go straight to Pearson and ignore all this stuff, you're kind of missing out on all of these extra tools that I really do think help you. So that's the basic setup. You'll be hearing from me, like I said, once or twice a week. If you have any other questions about how we have this set up, please just let me know, and I'm looking forward to a great semester.